Now we are going to talk about the novel Lord of the Flies. There are some informations we discussed in the class. There are atavism, mob mentality, morality, dystopia, and nature versus nurture.
Let's talk about atavism first. I think it has some descriptions in biological field.
Yes, in biology, an atavism is an evolutionary throwback going back to previous human behavior, especially violent, reversion to past primitive behavior, returning to past behavior that we evolved from.
There are some real examples. The 11-month-old boy has a name for monkey-faced Lord Hanuman. He's reported to have a 4-inch tail caused by genetic mutations during the development of
Fetus.
Some social scientists describe the return of older, more primitive tendencies as atavistic. In the novel Lord of the Flies, Jack is acting as throwback to a former time. He enjoys in hunting pigs and destroys animals' body, which is as cruel as animals.
That sounds horrible. So, what is our next topic?
It's mob mentality. It describes how people are influenced by their peers to adopt certain behaviors.
Is there any examples?
Examples of the mob mentality include stock market trends, superstition. Social psychologists study the related topics of group intelligence, crowd wisdom, and decentralized decision making.
We can find it in the book, in page 163 of the ebook. Ralph said, I hit him with my spear. I wanted him. It sounds like he enjoyed killing as Jack, but we know Ralph won't act like a savage when he is alone. However, after a long period, Ralph been affected by Jack and other hunters, and he changes to a violent person. That is the mob mentally.
Dr. Wendy gave us 3 psychological theories that address crowd group behavior. I think it is reference with mob mentality.
That's right. The first theory is contagion theory. It describes that members' emotion changes people's behavior. For example, in the book, Jack said that Simon was the beast and wanted to kill him. Everyone followed Jack and killed Simon. However, they didn't check that it is the real beast or not, and they just believed Jack blindly.
Next one called convergence theory. Which means people who have same mind or idea will get together so that they join in together. According to the novel, Jack and Roger was always get together with their group members, and they always act violent and always wanted to kill.
The last one is called emergent forms theory. People will act different between anonymous individuals and minded individuals. For example, if someone said someone bad on the internet, everyone will blame at the person who was being said, which is cyberbullying.
Okay, so what about morality? What do you think was morality, Tina?
Well, I think it is the principles concerning the distinction between right and wrong or good and bad behavior.
I found a quotation in the novel. In page 165 of ebook again, Rolf, Jack, and the other Laytons celebrated that they killed a pig, and they used Robert as a pig. I think they almost killed Robert, and they said it was just a game. Because they suddenly wake up and realized what they done to Robert. So based on their morality, they noticed that they were wrong and tried to pretend that it was just a game.
Let's move to the next, which is dystopia.
Dystopia is an imagined place or state in which everything is unpleasant or bad, typically a totalitarian or environmentally degraded one. There are many movies talking about dystopia. Did anyone watch V of Vendetta before?
No, maybe I will watch it later.
Yeah, I have watched it a long time ago. It could be my favorite movie ever. This movie takes place in an alternate vision of Britain, in which a corrupt and abusive totalitarian government has risen to complete power. The person named Wee leads a revolution.
Don't tell me any details. I'm gonna to watch it later.
Okay, I just gonna say people in this movie are living in a totalitarian country and they are suffering by the government. When the person V stepped forward, others started to follow him. He said, people should not be afraid of their governments. Governments should be afraid of their people. That's the main idea of this movie, and it shows that this movie is dystopian.
So, according to the novel, people are suffering in World War II. War destroyed Piggy's family. My dad is dead, he said quickly. And my mom. That is totalitarian and they lack of food. That is environmentally degraded.
The last but not the least, nature versus nurture.
Nature and nurture is the psychology of personal controversy, quality natural, and personal experience in determining the issue of personal importance or causation of psychological and behavioral characteristics.
When children born, they are not a piece of white paper. They have inherent strengths and weaknesses. There are some things cannot be changed in a matrix. Parents' ability to control their children is limited, not limitless, and sometimes powerless to children. The development of the day after tomorrow should be based on the innate situation and the so-called individualistic teaching. The development of the day after tomorrow can only be a natural supplement. That is, diligence can be supplemented.
According to the novel Lord of the Flies, Rolf's ability of leadership and Piggy's intelligence are reborn. Jack was a normal people, but when the story goes on, Jack changed to savage.
This is our podcast. Thanks for listening.
And Jack was normal people before, but when the story goes on, Jack changed to savage. That is the nurture characteristics.